Be ready. Start. Mr. Chairman, sir, I am grateful to you for giving me an opportunity to participate in the discussion in the report of the University Grants Commission for the year 1998 to 1999. On behalf of my party, I would like to express my views on this report of the UGC. At the outset, I would like to raise certain postures. 51 years after achieving our independence, what do we witness in the field of education? Has our educational policy enabled us to solve the manifold miseries of our masses? Has our educational policy created additional job opportunities in the country? Unfortunately, to our dismay, we find that we may not made any appreciable progress in education. In fact, I should say that we are slipping back into primitive period. So far, education has been confined to bulky books and the educated youths have not proved useful to the society. What is their contribution to the evolution of modern society in our country? Sir, it has become a matter of dispute and discussion. The graduates are groping in the dark. Their education has proved futile to the needs of the nation. They have not been able to contribute substantially to the social, cultural, and economic growth of our country. The utility of higher education in India lies in its utter futility. I would like to emphasize that education should be a potent instrument for bringing out the latent talents of the young birds of humanity for the very survival of human society. In this background, we should have a look at the 1997 to 1998 report of the University Grants Commission. Even a superficial scrutiny shows that there has been inequitable distribution of grants among the universities in our country. You know, sir, that there are 105 universities in our country, out of which 7 are under the control of the central government, called the central universities. Out of the total amount of rupees 50 crores available at the disposal of the UGC, 5 central universities were given a sum of rupees 19.20 crores in this year. The remaining 100 universities were to remain content with the balance of rupees 13.880 crores. I would like to know why such a stepmotherly approach should have been adopted here. Sir, we go about talking that India is an agricultural country and agriculture contributes 70% of the national income. It is indisputable that the majority of our people are dependent upon agriculture for their livelihood. Yet we have done very little for the progress of agricultural education in our country. I have to painfully point out that in the existing scheme of things, lion's share of money is allocated to educational institutions imparting arts and science education, and agricultural education is to rest content with no share. I have to say that in all the 5-year plans that have gone by, agricultural education received very scant attention in the hands of our government. The agricultural universities are the distant question of the UGC. I am constrained to quote from page 150 of the UGC report for 1997 to 1998, which shows that the agricultural universities in Tamil Nadu got a sum of rupees 20,000 as plan allocation. I hope that at least in the coming years the present government would give the prime of place for agricultural education and allocate adequate funds for agricultural universities, enabling them to produce agricultural graduates and scientists who can take agriculture to the commanding heights of our economy. I have to regretfully point out that paltry sums were spent during this year for library books and scientific equipment for laboratories. You cannot contradict me if I say that educational standards would be only below par in colleges which do not have good libraries and laboratories. In 1997 to 1998, a sum of rupees 2.45 crores was allocated for library books and rupees 4 crores for scientific equipment. As library and laboratory are the essential ingredient of higher education, the UGC should not be stingy in allocating funds for this purpose. I would like to recall that the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, and our late revered leader used to emphasize repeatedly the necessity of teaching the young and the youth of the country in mother tongue. Even after 5 decades of our independence, we do not have textbooks for higher education in mother tongues. Consequently, the standard of education has gone down steeply. It is of paramount importance that textbooks for higher education must be brought out in mother tongues. Here, the UGC has a vital role to play. Sir, the universities alone can be entrusted with this onerous task of bringing out collegiate textbooks in regional languages, and no other body can do.